Yo, what up? You guys hear me? Where's the comments? Oh, 7 comments. Oh, there they are. This is the test. How's it going, brother? Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out exactly. How come when I go to Motherless Goat? What up, Tim? Johnny Bravo, what up? Rios, what up? What just happened? You can't hear me? Everyone can hear me? Testing. You guys hear that music? This is a test. This is weird. What's this? What is this? Oh, Tim, you're a new member? Thanks, brother. Bless you. Music low, you want it louder? How's that? All right, this is a test. Anyone want to come on with me? How do I do that? Who wants to come on? Streama? It's a stream yard. Yeah, I'm doing good. I didn't win the pool tournament, but I'm all right. I'm not playing very well. You're on StreamYard too? Come on, someone join me, man. How does that work? How do I invite? Banners, brand, private chat. Hi, Karen. Catanella. Yeah, looks like it. $2. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. Testing, star, 2-star. What's that mean, start? Oh, okay. Live. Hey! Leave Paco alone, man. You're so annoying. Dude, I'm trying to do some business on the computer today. All of a sudden it says no internet, no internet. I look behind me. The dog chewed my Ethernet cable right in half. Chats, not chats, huh? All right, dude. Really? You always gotta be doing something dumb, don't you? Get out of here, both of you. Hey, give me that. Let go. You're such a punk, dude. Get out of here. Get. Leave Paco alone. All right. That was easy. Yeah. That's the first dog I've had that does that crap. It's annoying. Now, how do I invite someone to talk? My wife likes to buy extra stuff, man. You dog ate 3 laptop chargers, huh? My wife's ready to give this dog away, man. I'm not gonna let him beat me down like that, though. Let's see. Testing. StreamYard. Presets. Settings. Mute. Invite. Okay. Copy. Send this link to your guests. You may also want to share instructions for guests. You can have up to 6 people. Upgrade if you want more. Copy. Guests can stream this to their own destinations. Okay. So, let's see here. Somebody join me here. Present. What does that mean? Settings, stop cam, mute. 35 people. All right. Now someone join me. And have something to talk about because I'm completely unprepared here. I just want to be able to have like I want to be able to have the interviewers come on here and we're both on the screen instead of doing over the phone. Joey C, get on here, man, and help me then. Oh, Joey C Network. Device is not connected. It says device is not connected under your name, bro. Kick from studio, ban from studio, edit name, authenticated with YouTube. They will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. And you want to show a screen, okay. You don't have a cam or mic, okay. Thank you, Rios, man. Appreciate that. Anyone else want to join? Let me paste that again. Joey, connect your devices, bro. I like the name Big Sexy. Big Sexy Flexy. Used to be K-Cat. What happened? Who? Me? Boom, boom, boom. Just waiting on Joey C to connect his devices, you see. Things ain't going perfectly, swimmingly. Anyway, what rhymes with me? He, she. Pronouns be flitting. I'm not hitting because I'm straight. Ain't flipping. Oh my God, I just got banned. Yeah, Karen, join me. Joe. Uh-oh. Add to stream. Oh, see your face there, bro. Make sure you're not Dylan Mulvaney or something like that. All right, I'm going to lower this music. All right, add to stream. Boom.
There we go.
Hey.
That's how you do that.
Joe, what's up?
What's happening now? What you?
You got to turn me off in the background.
All right. So what you did? You put your link in the open chat, so anybody could have came in there. Normally, if you were going to invite guests, you send it to their email or their phone.
Anyone can join, but it's up to me whether I let them in, though, right?
Correct.
I'm hearing an echo, man. Is that your side or what?
Probably. I mean, I'm on my phone. Hang on. You're probably because I got to get out of here. Hang on.
Geo, you're not.
How's that?
Geo.
How's that?
So you're Joe who now?
Joe Catalano. We talked a long time ago before when you a couple years ago. I lived in Holiday.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
Yeah. Good, man. Good. Doing not bad. You know.
You got a channel?
Yeah, I got a channel. Yeah, I was on the Kevin Brennan show today. I got to do the BS show tomorrow. So I got my own channel, and I mess around with all the comedians out here.
What's the name of your channel?
It's Joey C Network, or Joseph Catalano. You can find me. I got a bunch of stuff up there. There's two channels. So if you see the one with 1,500 subscribers, that's my old channel. I got locked out of there, so I lost my subscribers. So it'll be the one with, I think I just opened a new one. It got about 40 subscribers now. So yeah, I've been following you for a long time. I like your content when you go after police.
I appreciate it, brother. I really do.
Yeah.
Your name's Joe C Network?
Yeah, Joe C Network, yeah.
All right, subscribe to Joe C Network. First guest on my StreamYards.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, what you got anything you'd like to talk about?
I mean, if you want to ask me anything, I mean, I could say that if there's any new people on your show that, you know, they should really watch you because you do put up some really good information. And I think what you can really get out of watching you is it could give someone that might be in fear of the police a better perspective how to protect themselves and stand up a little better. You know, you don't have to be really aggressive. I mean, you got your personality, I got mine, but you teach them how you do have rights, you know, and that's what was big for me. You know, that's what I got out of you is I got a type A personality, so I was always quick to not let cops search my vehicle. I locked my doors. Like I always did that. I never videotaped them, but I know my rights, especially if I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm not going to let them bully me.
Right.
I've always been like that, and always said that's how it should be. I'm born and raised in Chicago. I've been in Florida 20 years, and I'm not a big Florida guy, but I just don't agree with anything in Florida when it comes to law and their way they govern the state. But but I learned a lot watching you. I mean, I did. I mean, it works, and I got to say, it takes someone with heart and to have a pair of to go out there and do that, because you just make it better for the people out here that do get afraid when police pull them over, and they don't know how to handle it, because police are jerks, man. I just got out of prison, federal prison. My wife and I've been out a year. I went to federal prison for making a false statement to a federal agent. They gave me 9 months at Coleman prison for making one false statement. Never had a trouble with the police in my life. So
made a false statement to who?
To a federal agent.
About what?
An investigation case that my wife. I was protecting my wife, and I wouldn't. They asked me a question. They trapped me, and I of course it was a lie, but I wasn't going to give my wife up. I'm not going to rat on my wife, So
sure.
So, and that's what happened. I got indicted with her, and she got a 30-month sentence, and she did 18 months in federal prison down in Tallahassee. And she's home now with me, and she's on probation. They gave her 5 years probation. I had to go do 9 months at Coleman, and then I'm all clear. I've been out a year now, and she's been out a year. So,
is it your first time in jail?
Yeah, my first time. Yeah.
How was it? Bad? Good? Not so bad?
Coleman. I was at a camp, so it was okay for me. It was easy. No doors locked. Yeah, I was in Coleman, Florida, right there in I think it's right before Marion County. That county, you got Hernando. What's the one after Hernando? I forgot.
I'm not sure.
That's Citrus, the other one. Ocala is Marion County. But I spent most of my time in Ocala County jail waiting to get shipped to it was during the pandemic, so they held me at the Marion County jail. That's a hellhole. That place is bad.
They always say jail's worse than prison.
Well, way worse.
Now, why were you in camp?
Because I'd never been in trouble before, and I was a low scorer. I was a low risk. I didn't have to go to an actual prison cell. I was in like a college dorm. There was two buildings with first floor, second floor, and it was like college dorms. They had cubicles.
What'd you do there all day?
Just hang out, play cards. The guys worked out. You just go out on the yard and you can walk. You can play basketball. They got a pool room. We had pool table, foosball, stuff like that. We had a band room if you could play an instrument. You could check out guitars if you wanted to. Go out in the yard. But that's all.
Were in there with you?
Well, most of the guys I was with I was with a couple pro basketball players, a couple ex-pro football players. I was with Pretty Ricky, the rapper. Do you know who Pretty Ricky is?
Sounds familiar.
He's from Miami, the little short black guy. Pretty Ricky. He was pretty famous. He was actually my cellmate in my cubicle with me. And mostly a lot of old guys. There was a couple of doctors. There was an MD there. He was a doctor for 40 years out of Fort Myers, and they gave him a 5-year sentence for writing prescriptions to all the rich people where he was practicing at. And he was 76 years old and barely could walk. They put him in there. Mostly people that were in there were for fraud, defrauding medical stuff, the hurricane fraud, the PP loans, which was a complete setup with a lot of business people. The government set them up, got other people to set up these dummy fronts to go in and help businesses with loans. They filled out the forms, falsified them. And because the fact that, like one guy I was with, he says, I got a phone call saying, how would you like a $150,000 loan to help your business? He said, sure. He goes, well, here, I'll send you, just sign this one paper and I'll take care of it. And the guy went ahead and sent all his paperwork. Like the guy had 50 workers and he got like $1 million in his bank account like a couple months later. And the feds got him saying it don't matter. He should pay attention to what he's signing. And all those guys were going to prison because of that. A lot of them were legit business owners that got screwed because people lied to them. But that's our government.
Administrative stuff, pretty much.
Stuff. Like I said, I was all low key people. Like I said, a lot of people in federal prison got money. Unless you're going to the actual prisons where you got the gang, the big gang leaders or mob guys, but white collar places. It's a lot of people that are wealthy or were lawyers and doctors and stuff like that, or athletes, or CEOs or stuff like that.
What's Pretty Ricky in there for?
Some fraud with the PP loan stuff. Yeah, he did I think $1 million. Hello? Oh shit! My damn phone went out, man.
I still
Oh
see you.
man,
And hear
that
you, man.
sucks, man. It died. My phone died.
You.
Oh shit! Yeah, fuck. Yeah, you know what?
Geo. Yo,
brother.
Ah,
Love
hey.
you, love you.
Just talk slow, okay? How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. This is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to Joe. Let's remove him for a second. Wait till he gets back on.
Elman prison is 20 minutes southeast of Wildwood.
What?
Elman prison is 20 minutes from Wildwood.
Okay.
Southeast.
Gio, don't you have some charges pending too?
No, not me.
You're good?
On Dr. John Berry is being charged with assaulting a police officer when we went to Daytona 2 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he have a court case yet or a court date?
They had one last month, but he didn't have to go because it was the first appearance.
Okay.
So the good thing is, I think he has a really good lawyer for his defense.
Okay, good. When did you say his trial is?
Not yet. They're still doing the premiere yet.
Okay, dude. I love you, Gio, but you know I have a hard time understanding you.
I know. You said anybody, baby. I'm anybody.
Am I having somebody's baby? Yes. All right.
You have a good one, brother.
Okay, brother. Thank you for joining.
No problem.
Take it easy, my man.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Anyone else want to join? Joe will be right back with me. That's fine. Gary Pixley, what's up, brother? Fire, what? No one else wants to talk to me, man? 39 of you here. No one else wants to talk to me? How about some haters? Oh, Joe Cool. There we go. Brother.
You know I wasn't gonna leave you hanging, man. I
What
was
is
just letting
up,
you
bro?
holler at your boys, man.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's my birthday. Well, you probably
Happy
know
birthday,
that.
man. I messaged you earlier.
I think so. Yes.
What you got going there?
I just came in. I was outside. I was on paneling and speaking, fixing my girl's shit. Stopped by the dispensary and finna smoke with you, man.
Right on, man. Make sure you pass that shit.
You know the plan, same as usual. John, I was in there. All right, Joe. My name's Joe. I'm Joe Cool.
Joe Cool.
In case we start getting confused here. John, I was in the
How
chat.
you doing, Joe? I got disconnected. Sorry, John.
That's okay.
Sorry. I was thinking, John, while you guys are up here talking, you know, I'd like the way you think, right? Like, I'm trying to get where you are with that free thinking bullshit. You know, the shit that's casual to you, you know, the that guy has no authority, jurisdiction over me and blah, blah, blah. You're trying to rob me, kidnap me. That shit comes normal to you. That's where you're strong at. So I was in the chat thinking I need to get up here and get your point of view on some things, which is what I was going to do. But since Joe popped up, Joe, you can participate too. So I got to be.
There's time for everyone.
I got to be a little sheep here. I'm going to play a little the sheep here a little bit and ask a couple questions.
Roll up a blunt, man.
All right, let me grind up some weight. Why is it, John, that well, first of all, I should ask, you think I should have to have a driver's license, John?
Of course not.
He said, of course not. Why is it? Why is it, man? If you agree to drive these streets, you sign a contract, you agree to participate and drive these streets, man, that our tax money built. Why shouldn't you?
A contract is between two voluntary it's two voluntary parties.
You volunteered when you went up there and got us driver's license.
I didn't. I did it under threat because if I know guys with guns will stop me on the street. That's not a voluntary contract.
I love it. I love it. You know,
is that voluntary?
I don't think it's voluntary. I think it's under duress.
If people knew they could drive without that slave card, you think anybody would go to the DMV and pay them $85, whatever it is, whatever the extortion fee is for a plastic card?
No fucking chance.
Absolutely not.
Of course they wouldn't.
All right, Joe, let me ask you a question, Joe.
Sure.
My son is thinking about joining the military, and I told him it's a good idea. What do you think?
I think the military is for the right individual, and I think if your son's strong-willed and this is what he believes in, yes, absolutely. I don't think it's for everybody, but you know your son better than anybody. So if you're thinking it's a good idea, then I would say yes.
All right, let me be honest. This is hypothetical. I don't even have a son. John, what do you think, John? My son, he doesn't want to fight. He really just wants the money. You know, he's trying to go to school, and he needs some money for college. What do you think? Good idea? Go to the service?
No. Yeah, anyone in the military has basically been fighting for Israel for the last 50 years. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're not protecting our borders, and no military will put boots on the ground here ever because all of us are armed. That's why nobody will land troops on the ground here.
All right.
So the only thing we really use our military for is to create empire and take over other countries and occupy other countries and remove dictators and on and on.
Political ends, I would agree.
Yeah, when they killed Gaddafi, Libya had the highest living standards in Africa.
Wow, check that out.
Right.
So, no.
Hey, John.
To fight for Israel, if you think that $20,000 signing bonus is worth it.
Joe, my son also wants to be a cop. He tells me that cops are good guys, man. There's a few bad apples. What do you think?
Well, that's a good question, and I think John, I can see why John's choking back and laughing. Let's wait. You hope the people that do go to the academy are going to do right, and as John goes out to them to protect us, what they asked them in the academy to protect. Unfortunately, a lot of rotten apples are going to be made more than there's going to be guys that are really going to protect the people. They're going to protect themselves first. They're not going to. They're going to lie, which is they always lie. And here's in the federal laws, John. Did you know that a federal judge gave the prosecutors immunity to lie in trials? They could do whatever they want, and they're protected under immunity.
Well, they're always hiding Brady material too.
It's sad. That's sad. And to get an indictment without you there to protect yourself and tell your side of the story, the government's got a 96% conviction rate. When you get indicted, 96% of the people go to prison. 96%.
Especially federal.
Right. That's what I'm talking, federal. So.
All the suburbs around Chicago got upper 90s, 96, 98% conviction rates around here.
Joe, I'm from Chicago, born and raised. I grew up in Humboldt Park.
What's that, baby? Madison.
What's up, man? I grew up in North Avenue, California area. I'm from 14th District.
He about 7 minutes from my house. You about 7 minutes from me. I'm right off
the expressway. Well, brother.
I'm off the
I was a street guy, so.
Speaking of prosecutors, the prosecutor for the Stephen Avery case, I don't know if you've seen Making a Murderer Part 1 and 2, but spoiler alert, the prosecutor for that case buried evidence on a CD, and they basically told the defense counsel that it was irrelevant. And what was on there was his star witness looking up how to dismember women, how to kill women, how to dispose of the bodies. His star witness is literally the killer, probably, most likely. And he's out free while Stephen Avery's back in jail, and they coerced his nephew to roll on him. His own attorney.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do.
Who was Stephen Arbery? I don't. Which case?
Stephen Avery from the Netflix series called Making a Murderer.
No, I didn't see that.
Bro, you need to watch that. And then in part 2, there's a lady named Kathleen Zellner who's gotten 16 or 17 people off federal charges because she goes in and brings her own experts and shows that the courts did them dirty. Well, she did the same thing for Stephen Avery, recreated all the blood splatter, recreated everything, and then they found that on a CD, which they said it was irrelevant to the case, was the prosecutor's star witness.
Yeah,
looking up how to kill women, looking up how to dismember their bodies, looking up how to dispose of bodies.
And we have to assume the prosecution obviously is aware of this.
Of course, right when part 2 came out and Kathleen Zellner was doing her thing, the prosecutor went on like a tour, and every time there was a court case, he'd show up there and do like a fucking press conference.
Right.
And then the lady, when there's a dead body, I guess the coroner or whoever runs that part of the department has jurisdiction over that, over the sheriff himself. Well, they told her, make sure you don't show up to this crime scene. They told her not to even show up. And when she was testifying, you could see this all on the video. When she was testifying, the prosecutor was just going like this.
Right, yeah.
Staring her down like, don't you dare say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
My goodness, that series pissed me off to no end. And when Kathleen Zellner unearthed all this evidence and recreated everything and brought her experts, she tried to appeal the case to the court. And when they say the court, all they're saying is the judge. I hate how they say the court.
I know,
Just say the person wearing a dress.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then she's like a 35-year-old judge, and she's like, I'm not hearing this case. I don't care what experts you got. I don't care what new evidence you got. I'm not hearing the case. And they're still sitting in jail. She
shuts it right down. That's what they do.
How can they do that?
I wish I could answer that one. I don't know, but they do. You know, in Florida, it's so different from Chicago. In Florida, these counties like Hernando and Pasco, they got judges that have been in for 20, 25 years. And you don't see that in the bigger cities. And like Hernando County, I got a friend of mine. He was my real good friend. Now, I'm not defending him. He's a criminal his whole life, okay? But he was since he was 17 years old, the streets, he sold drugs. He never sold it to kids. He never hurt children. But he went to prison 6 times in Florida, and they never tried to rehabilitate him, give him any option. So as he got out, each time he went to prison, less and less time for him to find a job or anybody to give him a living. So he had to turn back to drugs. Now he becomes 50 or something years old. About 4 or 5 years ago, he was convicted by the same judge over 4 times in Hernando County. This last time he went to trial, they gave him 2 life sentences for selling drugs.
What kind of
drugs? Now, he was selling methamphetamine, cocaine, marijuana, and pills.
Now, did you ever hurt anybody, steal, damage, anything like that?
He never.
Everyone who bought his product did it voluntarily, right?
Correct.
So
He was not that kind of.
Where's the crime at?
Exactly. Yes. I understand. We got to get, but they. That's how Hernando County is. They're just like, we're not dealing with this guy. No, he gets double life. I mean, that's insane, man.
That's where I just came from.
Yeah, Hernando.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just drives me insane. I just can't understand stuff like that. But they'll let a rapist out. They'll let a guy that's sick in the head, demented, that's got mental issues, that hurt children, and they'll put him in a hospital. And then when the doctors think he's well, they let him back on the street, and nothing happens. He goes back out, rapes kids, and they got excuses to say why they let him out. You know, it's sad.
They'll give Eric Brandt 12 years for making a threat.
Right.
And then a fucking cop can kill 2 people and he doesn't get half that time.
Exactly. Well, big example was the guy that killed on the west side there. What was it? The cop that killed that black woman because she had her earphones in and she was walking down the street and he kept yelling. That white cop shot her in the back like 6 times, open fired on her, and he got sentenced. He was the first Chicago cop in history. Now, if you're a cop and you shoot somebody unjustified in Chicago, the city protects you. I don't think there's ever been a cop to get convicted of murder. He was the first one, but he went to prison, got beat up a couple times.
I thought Laquan McDonald was the first cop who got.
Yeah, McDonald. That's his name. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
McDonald.
That's a dude. That's not a chick. That's a dude.
Oh, was it a dude? I thought it was a chick. Yeah. But this cop got him. He cried. Huh?
Did he shoot a woman?
No.
Wait,
Laquan McDonald had a knife, and he was walking down the street, and all the cops were telling him to stop. And he was walking away. One cop goes past him in his car, jumps out, and shoots him. He shot like 17 times. He's down on the ground.
That's right. Open fired on him, correct.
Still shooting while he was laying on the ground. And he's
on
the first
videotape
cop in Chicago history. They hid it for 5 years. When the tape came out, state's attorney, mayor, everybody lost their job when that tape came out.
He got out already, I heard. He's already out, I heard.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He appealed it. He was threatened. He said his life was in fear. He put a lot of people away. They put him where a lot of people that he put away. And he fought it. He got beat up real bad. Someone got him real good inside there, and they beat the shit out, almost killed him. And they got him out of there. I think from what I heard, he's out and he's home now. But it's just it's how it is.
You're from Chicago. Maybe you can remember this. I think it was Blagojevich. One of our males might not have been Blagojevich. It was a fat one. I can't think.
The governor you're talking about, Gavorian?
Yes. Yes, it wasn't Blagojevich. It was a different governor. When he left office, he's the one who got rid of the death penalty. If I'm not mistaken, somebody went in and they did their own independent study with the DNA test and shit, and they found out 66%, I think it was, of the people in death row in Illinois were innocent.
We're innocent. So yes, I heard that.
Two-thirds of the death row inmates were innocent, and the governor felt so bad he stopped all executions. And when he left, he signed a piece of paper saying that it was now illegal in Illinois, the death penalty.
Yeah, I remember that. I left Chicago when I was 36 years old. I'm 50. I'm 50. Going to be 58. I've been here 21 years in Tampa now. But Florida is the only state that's had 5 of the last 8 governors that went to prison, I believe. The last.
We had about 5 of our last 8. You say Florida, Illinois?
No, I'm talking about Illinois.
Yes.
5 of the last 8 governors went to prison.
At one time, it was 5 out of 6. So I guess we had a couple more at one time. 5 out of 6.
Well, because in Illinois, the mayor of Chicago, in the old days, the Dailies, they ran the state. The governor was he was just a puppy. He just did what they said.
It's still mob run here. I'm in Colorado, but in Chicago, it's still mob run and connected and making deals. It's all of that. Still.
What happened to Rahm Emanuel?
He's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Rahm wouldn't cut out for that shit. In fact, I think anyone who comes to Chicago is going to find out that it's a fucking pipe dream. Like most big cities, half of our money, I think it's 47% of the budget goes to the police off top. And with all the crime, and we hate cops in Chicago, it's not something that you can surmount. It's always your biggest fucking issue coming to Chicago. It's going to kill every fucking mayor. You got half the money. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say you got half the money to work with for your budget, because half has to go to the cops. So you have to run the whole city off of half of a budget. And then that cop shit is a fucking weight around anybody's neck who comes here. Because you can't get hired if you're a Republican talking about fund the cops. And if you do the defund the cop here, I don't know, it's mob strong cops union. They are strong in Chicago, bro. It's a mess.
It is. That blue wall that they talk about, the blue wall, which is the cop family, is very, very strong. I was very shocked, like I said, when McDonald got convicted, because not a lot of people could penetrate the blue wall. But like Joe said,
it didn't happen in Chicago.
It didn't happen in Chicago. Chicago's so corrupt. But I got to give the police one thing on this. When I was growing up and on the streets, they gave you a choice. If you got busted for something bullshit, take an ass whooping, give us your money, or go to jail. I'll take. That's what they would do. They gave you a choice, especially if it was a corrupt cop.
They took a lot of money from me.
Me too. They took a lot from me too. So
yes. and also the cops here back in the day. This is years ago. They used to have to catch you square. They've been cut that out in Chicago. Now they just put cases on you. It's a mess.
Yeah,
but there
crazy.
was a time when I was younger and sold drugs where if they didn't catch you with it, you got to wait. They wouldn't take you to jail. Now they find one person, they take the whole jab. There's going to be like 30 or 60 bags of dope. And then they go around all day grabbing people and they charge them with dope charges. And that's how they get all these great statistics now.
Yeah.
But there was the time when it was fair. You knew you go to jail if you got caught, and it was fair.
Right. You're
now
right.
They pull up on a corner and they might take 4 or 5 people. I've seen them pull up in a paddy wagon and take 13. I was the only one dirty. I was selling weed. I had about 6, 7, 8 bags of weed. They put them on the other people who were innocent, and then told the rest of them, these are your charges: loitering, gambling, gangbanging. They like, oh, I went gambling. What are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. This is what you're charged with. Right. And that's the way they do. That's par for the course in Chicago.
Are you West Side, Joe? You West Side?
West Side, yeah.
Yeah. I used to
I'm
go
right off of Central. I'm right off.
I used to go to Cicero and West End, man. My boy used to live up there, Cicero and West End.
Yeah, that's 5 minutes from my crib at the most, right? That's right.
How old you turn today?
56 years old today.
We're the same. I'm 1 year older than you, Joe. So we come from the same era, Joe. We come from the same era in Chicago. Yeah, happy birthday, brother.
Joe C., how old are you?
I'll be 58 this year.
Damn, geezers.
Yeah. Well, I was worried about you, John, when you had you had some health problems. You were talking about it. I'm going through that now. I've got high blood pressure. My legs are swelling. My feet are swelling. I got to get to the doctor, So.
You got diabetes?
Well, I don't know. But I'm going to be tested for it. So, I know.
Meticulous sugar records here.
I just got to get myself healthy.
I see Broken in here. I just left this panel when I said I was working on my girl's car, and then I hopped on the panel. That was Broken System, Broken Trust.
Yeah.
Him and Press Harder was in there.
All right. I'm bringing in Chili. Which one of you guys want to jump out?
I'll jump off. I'm going to go. Hey, John, thanks for Joe. Nice. Good to see you, brother. Keep Chicago straight, my man. John, I'll talk to you, buddy. Peace out.
See you, brother. Thank you.
See you, brother.
You're kicking him
off.
So you got his background and everything. Look at all professional.
Constitutional law scholar in the house.
Yeah.
Hi, Chili.
You look really good, I gotta say, bro. You look good.
Hi, Chili.
He does. You look good. Okay, bro. You look good.
Hi, Chili.
I'm honored to be on your channel, John. Honored to be on your channel. You're OG, bro. I've watched you for years, dude.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
I watch all your stuff too.
Every video, I got very few alerts, but yours.
Chili, I'm blocked in my room, but I would like to say everything I see of you is good now. You don't do the troll shit. You're not arguing and fighting. It's all business now, and you're doing well.
Me or him?
I'm talking to Delete Lawz. I'm talking to
dude. Yeah, you
Chili.
calm down.
Yeah.
You only say constitutional law scholar a few times a video now. So Tell me about Ironton, Ohio. What's up with that? Briefly.
I have a pretty bad
delay.
echo. Yeah, so I'm trying to take time to make sure that I get all the words out. I left Ironton, Ohio, and the corruption is right on the street there, John.
Right on the what?
The corruption is right on the street. It happens right out in broad daylight.
Okay.
The city commissioners, the judges, the prosecutors, all of them are involved in this rehab team with the grant writer, with Bill Dingus. And they're all involved in like this plan to enrich themselves by using the drug problem. And so everybody has a drug problem. And you always have to go to rehab. You get caught stealing a lawnmower, you got to go to rehab.
Really?
So maybe I should come in and back out and see if I can get this echo to get out.
You have a volume going in the background or something?
Yeah, it's YouTube closed and all that.
Because you're like fading in and out.
And they also do that in Chicago too. Anything you get charged with, if you say you're a druggie and go to a clinic or something like that, you get less time.
And you got to pay for it.
Yes, you got to pay for it. Yes. In fact, that's how I cleaned up. I was selling drugs for the longest, and when I got caught, they told me that same thing. And I was caught. I wasn't caught selling drugs. First of all, I wasn't hustling. I was hustling early that day, and they got me later when I was not. But anyway, I was told that if you went to a drug program, we go easy on you. And I went to a fucking drug program, and I never did drugs and ain't looked back. I guess I'm doing drugs right now, technically, but that incentive, hey, if you join a drug program, you get less time and all that shit. I got probation, I did the drug shit. And instead of hustling, now I fucking chase the police.
Yeah, man. You do a fantastic job.
I thank you at that. I watch motherfuckers like Jeff Gray and James Freeman, and I feel like a neophyte. They were doing this shit 8 years ago. I watch a vid, and they're saying shit that I think is clever today. Right?
I love Freeman, man.
It'll be years before I get where they were then.
I love Jeff. Yes. Jeff, when he gets trespassed, he always tries to appeal it, just like I've been lately. And he's never once been given a hearing. But I got lucky, and I have a hearing for a trespass for an appeal on August 2nd. I had it extended.
So if they trespass you, I always thought that you can, I don't know, you can appeal it. You can sue them if they're wrong and all of that shit. Like Robe, he always tells me, you don't have to take the arrest, Joe. Just them trespassing you is enough.
I know. I need to call him.
So, that's right, Joe. That's 100%.
They gave me a trespass. It got rescinded. So then they send an amended trespass.
Whatever that is.
Mail. My wife signed for it. She didn't know. And there's a new trespass.
Amended.
They actually put the law in there, which is USC 2721, the Driver Protection Privacy Act, which has nothing to do with recording.
I just won my case in
which one?
In Apple Valley, California. They charged me with driving with my cell phone, using my cell phone when I was driving, and I did a written declaration, sent it in, and said, I'm a member of the press. I sent the video that people didn't see where I was filming him before, because he's a person of interest for the press. People want to know what he's doing. And so we just won the case today.
Wait, are you saying that press get certain privileges where they allow us to use the phone fucking when we're driving? Fuck out of here. This is interesting. This is really fucking interesting. Even in California, it's interesting.
Yeah, because they made it was on appeal. It was Steeple versus the People. I think that's the case. And it said that unless you're using the phone in a way that you're talking on it and you're distracted driving because you're holding a conversation with two legends, and so you get distracted and you get in a car accident. Joe Cool, first time I got to meet you face to face, my pleasure. You're not blocked from my channel. There's nobody blocked from my channel.
All right, maybe not
Everybody.
now, but I've been blocked from there a couple times, and you know, I'll get to
I got
somebody and
crazy.
they'll
My
unblock me.
moderators are so. I mean, you know what I went through though, Joe.
I love your moderators, man. I'm not complaining about your mods. I love them.
You saw the entrance.
I'll
Yes,
tell you what,
yes.
Chili.
I wish I could have talked to you like this, man. I would have just cautioned you. In fact, I was always in your chat. Ignore them. Fuck them. You go to the, you know, that's all I ever said in your chat.
Well,
bro,
I did it the opposite, Joe. I sued them all.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk about that particular thing because it just gives them light. But
Agreed.
I'm putting it to them. I'm sticking it to them. I told them the wheels of justice take a long time to go around.
I like to come to your channel though and see the heroic shit. Yeah, Chili. Here, let me give you the good part because nobody talks about the good part of fucking Chili, right?
Oh, they do now. They do now.
They do now.
Now that I got off of the dog fight, now I'm just doing the work and people.
Very good.
Just
here is your fucking advantage, right? You studied the law before you jumped into this. You have a massive fucking advantage, right? You got to learn the shit that everybody else has to learn. But for us to learn what the fuck you know, you got an advantage, man. You're the right guy for the right fucking job.
You know what, Chili, you woke my eyes up to was Terry v. Ohio. I never realized how shitty that was, and I really enjoyed your presentation about it.
That's what I mentioned.
How did you start into that?
When they no-knock raided me in 2002, someone told them I was a drug dealer. Then I started to, because then they didn't have to tell me who told them I was a drug dealer. You get to no-knock raid me. I have no priors, no assaults, no batteries, no 911 calls saying he's freaking out, won't calm down. There's nothing. So I wanted to know how the fuck can you
that easily
raid me without, I haven't. And that brought me to two different cases, Wilson versus Arkansas, 1995, and Illinois versus Gates, 1983. Illinois versus Gates is where they changed the standard from the Aguilar-Spinelli test in 67 or 69 at 1960. And then Terry versus Ohio then empowered Illinois versus Gates just to take any information from any confidential informant. And then how they could no-knock raid my house ended up being Wilson versus Arkansas, 1995. In the name of officer safety, they can no-knock raid my house. And so
I'd have to double check all this. Fuck that. I'm not gonna.
What's Terry v. Ohio have to do with raiding your house?
Wilson versus Arkansas predicate is the stare decisis is Terry versus Ohio. That's how it exists.
Stare decisis. Is that what you said?
The jurisprudence, the case precedent for you to be able to have one case that would hinge on another case. That's how Lawz built. One case goes here and then another one hinges on, and then this is how law gets built upon, right? Case precedent. So Terry versus Ohio created this landmark Supreme Court precedent, but then all the cases, Wilson versus Arkansas, Illinois versus Gates, they stemmed off Terry versus Ohio. And then I just started to research, well,
in what way?
Because with Wilson versus Arkansas, police cannot no-knock raid your home unless it's in the name of officer safety. Then they can no-knock raid your home.
And Terry versus Ohio. Here it is.
Not to knock.
Here it is. In Terry versus Ohio.
I don't know.
We have a Fourth Amendment right not to be searched, but they say for officer safety they can search you. And he's saying they're building other cases off the same philosophy. For officer safety, I can go in your house. All built from Terry.
Right. And then Illinois versus Gates, reasonable articulable suspicion, that used to be the Fourth Amendment standard, where they have to have sworn by oath or affirmation, right? Now it's if someone, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah. Y'all, you don't know JohnFilax. If you don't know him, the guy's a legend. He's been around forever. I watched his videos for years. Like, this man, you got my trifold in your hands. Like,
somebody emailed it to me. I printed it up.
I feel like I'm winning today. Yeah, and anybody can share that digital trifold with a friend. It's no skin off my back if someone has the data.
So Terry v. Ohio was actually in my hometown of Cleveland. I grew up 15 minutes from where that went down in downtown Cleveland. And watching your video about it and all the timeline and then the cops and the racism that was involved. And
yes, you did.
The things you were saying about Supreme Court cases getting overturned every 5-6 decades. And it makes a lot of sense because the culture changes. Thus, cases like that become BS, but they're still enshrined in the law. And
yes,
then how do you put a stop to Terry versus Ohio? That sounds like a big hill to climb.
So what do you got to do? You got to have a case, and it's got to make its way to Supreme Court, which is damn near going to be impossible because Terry V is the standard everywhere. How do you get past this? That's a good question.
Well, locally, what I'm doing is, I haven't announced where I'm going to run for governor, but I'm going to become governor, and I'm going to rewrite the state constitution that you have to live by the Fourth Amendment standard of there has to be, more than reasonable articulable suspicion. There has to be probable cause supported by oath or affirmation of a victim before you can get a warrant.
Which was the old standard, yeah.
Period. You're not raiding people's homes anymore where I'm going to be the governor. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run for
And
governor.
let's just jump philosophical right quick. And we're with the right guy because this dude's, I'm of the opinion, man, that anybody on that level, when you become governors and senators and congressmen, you've had to make deals in order to get that position. You've had to accept certain money from certain people. No one gives their money for a thing and for nothing. I think it's almost impossible to remain pristine at that level. You disagree?
Well, I'll tell you why, because everything's changed. It's now, if I got your eyeballs and you listen to what I'm saying now, I essentially got your vote. And what I've declared is I'm leader of the peons. And when I get to the governorship, I'm not going to forget that I'm a peon and that no one has done the bidding for the peons. I am an absolute.
I've heard it before. I'm a man of the people.
But I'm not going to take a dime from any special interest group at all whatsoever. I will be empowered by the people. I'm a hell of a good fundraiser, and wait till I'm actually on a ticket that's on the Transparency, Peace, and Liberty Party. That we don't do Republicans and Democrats, because when we get to the governorship, we have to be able to really cut through like a knife and be able to make deals to get these people to come together, because change is inevitable. It's always happening.
All right, here. Let me go further, Chili. You become governor, but I got to tell you, you're a lame duck as governor. You can't do anything. You know why? Because it's Chili who has these great ideas, who I believe with, but in order for him to get something passed, he has to get enough votes, and there's too many Democrats and Republicans. He can't do anything.
Well, let's find out. Let's get to the leader of the peons, to the highest position in a state. It's like being president of the United States, but it's president of one state. And let's
you can't write laws as governor, though.
You can sign laws, though, and you can make
sign or decide not to sign too, right? Like veto power.
That's right. And you can.
Now, like you said, how are you going to get the uniparty to write the laws that you're interested in?
Well, it's more like deleting the laws that we're not interested in.
Okay, how do you get them to abolish unconstitutional laws? Okay.
Well, it's going to take a lot of face-to-face meetings. You're going to have to really sit down with some people and have some legislators draft up some laws that you want to sign and draft up some.
Why would this? Not in their interest. It works with them as is now.
Well, it might be. It depends. I mean, if they want to stay in government, because the will of the people is every single day there's someone who's a 180, and they used to back the blue until it happened to them, and they don't anymore. Every day. And so how many touches a day do police get? They say they get how many millions? Well, of those millions, there's a very large percentage of people who no longer are going to back those guys after one interaction with them, whether they went to jail or not. So every day there's more people coming to this side of, look, and overall, Joe, you guys will see me be a bull in a china shop in some situations. But the truth is going into government, there's some finesse here. You have to have some finesse in the way you're gonna bring in the change.
I would agree. You must be good at politicking in the sense of the word.
I think people
agree, but I don't think that gets you your votes that you need when there comes time to make that change.
Well, there's a lot of research that's done on the state, the GDP of the state, how many years you got to live there before you can run. There's a lot of calculating, and is that state ready for change, and who's in power, and why are they in power, and what's the demographics of the state.
It's California. You can get in. California is fucking buck wild and crazy. You could get in.
40 million people.
California shit.
There's 40 million people. You think I could?
But I'm not sure you could create it. Yes, you could win in a leprechaun suit in California. I'm telling you.
The governorship of 39 million people in the state or something like that. I don't know, man.
They're going to try to marginalize you, though, man. They're going to try to do you like they did Ron Paul.
Well, listen, this is a conversation probably for the future anyway. I'm a long way from where I'm going to run, if what state I'm going to be in. But, there's I think that you said, how do we overturn Terry versus Ohio? That's one avenue, becoming leader of the peons and getting to the peon top level.
Okay.
But then there's other avenues. There's, the legislators can write laws that you can get to the governor to sign, you know, but the current governor of Nevada is an ex-sheriff. So, you know.
So if you tried for governor, would it be for Nevada or California?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Alaska. I'm from Alaska. Maybe Oregon, maybe Idaho.
Okay.
You know, maybe
New Idaho or old Idaho?
Oh, that's funny.
They are trying to separate from
well,
Oregon.
that's, I mean, until you actually get that done, it's, I mean, is it the deal signed?
No, but I like the idea.
Yeah, but we like the idea because we're peons, bro. Because it's right. It's the right thing to do. But
do you guys think that like politicians now, like anyone over 60, 70 years old at this point that's still a politician, they're going to start dying off? Are they going to get replaced with the same garbage, or are they going to start getting replaced with people that are more freedom-minded like us?
They're going to replace them with the sons and daughters of the richest, or the politician's son or daughter. And we have to break that cycle and become leader of the peons.
Now, how many
to governorship, executive power, John?
Do you guys agree with me that there should be at least 4 to 5 parties in this country?
There should be more than 2.
Yeah.
But the problem is, just so you know, when you really do the research on it, and I know that you know a lot of stuff about government as well, you know, the Electoral College, for example, say I was able to transcend and my message became this amazing thing for the country. And I said, well, I can't run as a Republican or Democrat. And so if you ran for the Electoral College and you split that vote 3 ways, then you don't have enough votes. You don't have enough votes from each candidate. So then it goes to the House, and the House will decide who the president is. And it's going to be Republican or Democrat.
Yeah, so also, since 1993, like when I turned 18 in 1993, Ross Perot was running.
Yeah.
And he got 20% of the vote. And at the time,
it tilted the axis and it gave it to Clinton.
Right. And at the time, though.
And he was the most authoritarian president in U.S. history besides Reagan.
At the time, the Women League of Voters controlled the debates, and they let that third party in. Ever since then, the Republicans and Democrats took it over, and you've never seen another third party candidate in the debates. How is that fair? Secondly, like when Obama and Romney ran, there was 13 people on the presidential ballot. How is it that we don't get to hear from any of them, and people still trust the damn news? And police still have a shit ton of support, which is disgusting. There's so much information now to learn the truth about who they are and what their culture is. Yes. They're like literally blindly, willfully ignorant people. And it's a lot of people in the suburbs who are like, oh man, without cops there'd be anarchy, blah, 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 bullshit.
Oh, yes. My gas was cheaper.
There's a city or a region in New York now that actually did away with cops, and they just have like community members policing, and crime went down like 25%. Yeah. Another part of the percentage is that the cops create stuff out of thin air.
Yes, they did during the protest.
That bumps up the percentages too. And if they're not creating fallacy crimes, they're telling people with real issues, oh, you don't need to report that. You don't need to report that because it affects their numbers.
Bro, how many stops do we see where there's, I mean, literally they're arresting a homeless guy and there's 14 cops on the scene, and people are like, we can't afford to change the system. And it's constant. You know, there's no micromanaging of manpower dispersed across the town. If John decides that he's going to blow up and say, yo, F you cops, leave me the hell alone, they get on the radio and every cop from the town comes to that one location. It's almost like if you were Lex Luthor here, you'd figure out a way you could really do some damage in town just by having 2 guys want to be willing to fight the cops, because they all show up because they want to get in a fist fight. So
I always say, if you want to rob a bank, have every auditor in the city go to one corner, turn on their camera. Every cop in the whole city will go over there, and then the rest of the place will be vulnerable.
Yeah, you go on the other side of town, rob a bank,
or any kind of violence, any kind of you're resisting. Man, they just, I mean, as soon as they think that you are not going to comply to their every, sit on the curb, and you say, I'm not sitting on the curb. Yeah. And then there's like 6, 8. I mean, because it happened to me lots. Now there's 6 or 8 cops around me, and I just don't want to sit on a curb. But any resistance will be met with $100,000 salary, $150,000, $200,000, $220,000, $130,000 salary, and they're all right there. And they're like, oh, we can't afford to do anything else.
Those wages on the West Coast are ridiculous. $300,000, $200,000, $250,000.
Where are you at, John?
Ridiculous.
Where are you at?
Florida, Central Florida, Tampa.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I know you're up in Illinois and Chicago.
Yeah. I'm in Colorado right now, but I'm from Chicago. I live
Rest
in
peace, DPN. Just a shout out to our
yeah.
He was rest
He's
in peace.
God.
like yeah, but you know, John, look, what we can do now is, you know, as a group of people, you know, and here's what I'm noticing. You know, I'm training my people right now, almost every show I do, to pull your phone out and get ready to record the police. You saw the police, get your phone out.
Dude.
You passed a cop, why is your phone
up? You set your phone up like this. Double click this button right here, and the camera comes on.
Wait. I can do that?
Yes.
Just like that. Boom. I'm recording
You
right
have
now.
an Android.
Wait, what'd you do? I got an iPhone. What did you do, Chili? Is it quick away?
I just swipe. You can swipe straight down. You can pull straight down. It goes right to your camera.
You got to set that up though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally you get a different screen. You pull it down.
And this is one of my 3 phones, so it's not even on this one. I didn't even do it.
Double click. Boom. Camera rolling.
That would help, man.
So you see that? See that on the iPhone? All you do is swipe straight down, and then right down there is the camra button. You see it?
Yeah. I thought it was just a
I hit like that. Video, and now I'm rolling.
Yeah, that's how I did it too. But if you could do that one button shit John's talking about, when you pick it up, you just that's how I got it. They got it easy to access on our.
Because how many people want you to help them, and you say, "Do you have a video?"
Yeah, without video, you got nothing.
They go, "I don't," and I go, "So they're killing people in the street. That's on camera, and they're not getting in trouble." You're telling me the cop that threw you on the ground, you don't got a video of it? It's your word against his? Bruh.
Why is that though, right? I always hear it is scary as fuck to point a camera at a cop. And I know it is because I've seen motherfuckers try this shit once, and never try again.
Because we've been trained to fear them since we were children.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. I don't feel any intrepidation or jitters.
I don't either.
Nowadays, I was sheep about 5 years ago. I throw my hands up. They go in my pockets. I explain myself. I ID if I had it, which was rare. I was afraid, bro, when I first started this shit. My heart used to race like a fucking jackrabbit when I first started this shit.
You know, I'll still get the adrenaline shakes when I get 3 or 4 cops around me.
Yeah.
And even though I'm in mid-education.
Yes. right.
I'm still like... I still am like, these guys could attack me, so I just have to be ready to take the hit. That
indoctrination is strong. I've seen people try it. They can't pull their camera up to their face, right? How many people have you seen that where the cop's face is not the 5-minute vid and the fucking face is not even on the vid?
Just have it at your waist and point it up 45 degrees.
But I mean, guys, listen, you got to train your people. You have to like you and I are talking like just 3 friends. You have to tell them. You have to tell your people, and you have to practice. I watched this video from this guy who teaches martial arts, and he was saying, you think that if you saw someone stabbing someone in a park, that you would jump down to Fu Manchu and leg sweep them, and right? But the truth is, if you haven't trained that over and over and over and over and over, you're going to get killed. Number one. Number 2, you should not leg sweep him. You should run and throw rocks, you know. But you got to practice what you're actually going to do. Yes. And so these people are getting deer in the headlights. A cop passes them, and then they get pulled over, and they email me through my website, Delete Lawz, and they're like, "Hey, Chili, this happened to me." And I say, "Why didn't you have your phone out?" He said, "Dude, he passed me, and then he turned around and got." You had 20 seconds.
The first thought should be, "I need an objective record of this." Your first thought,
always.
If I even see a cop within my sight or my mirrors, I immediately grab my phone and double click that button. Just in case.
Ask you both then, is there a time not to record a cop? Both of
you. No.
Wait.
You beat me to it.
I disagree, right? Some of the best bonds, relationships, info, insights I get are from talking to cops. I make sure to put that camera down, right?
You don't have a device on you?
No, I don't. I wouldn't do it sneakily anyway. I wouldn't do it sneaky. I try to be honest and upfront. And you know,
they're so honest with you.
At times, I cut the fucking camera off and I chop it up with them. I find it to my advantage because they'll have a more frank conversation. They will say shit like, "Listen, it's the old guy, it's the boss, it's so and so." Shit that when that camera's rolling, I would have never got. So I dedicate some time without I keep it in my pocket purposely and go over there and talk to 20 motherfuckers when I know, oh, this is good footage. I'd kill for this. And I keep it in my pocket. And I do the other thing where I'm obstinate. Joe, when you cut the camera off so I can talk to you, no fucking possible way. I do that too. It's a tool to do both.
Someone's asking, how do we delete qualified immunity? That's a good question.
Well, I mean, there's a few cases going on right now for qualified immunity, but the truth is that it just got kicked back. I covered the video tonight. If you haven't seen tonight's video on James King, they got the qualified immunity case to the Supreme Court. They got certiorari, and when they got to the Supreme Court kicked it back down this year. I showed the videos tonight.
That's the thing. I didn't know they could kick it back down.
And so essentially, absolutely nothing happened.
During George Floyd, the Supreme Court was supposed to hear about a case about qualified immunity, and they rejected it.
Listen, they're for the cops. For the cops.
Yes, yes. I'm here. I'm at Liberty Freak crib. Arizona. Yeah. Well, it's not like he can hear you. I'm in the bedroom, but I'll tell him you said what's up. But he just made case law. I think this is the 10th circuit that we're in. He just made case law here. You can film a cop, right? Everybody will be quoting that shit soon.
Hasn't there been several states now that have gotten rid of
yes, right. Yes. You know, it's the slow way. And if you got circuit by circuit, and I think now maybe we had more states than not have it. And it's insane that they can go in there. And the whole pretext is it has not been firmly established in this state that the cop knows about qualified immunity. He cannot stop you from filming or something shit like that. That's bullshit. There's no way that it's in 50 fucking states and this cop hasn't heard he can't stop you from fucking filming. They should stop even taking them at their word for that. In fact, they assume that coming in, that the cop doesn't know. You must prove that he should have known. Stop it. He lives in America. He has fucking internet. Stop it.
Rosari versus Yahia. Is that when the guy almost ran him over with the car?
That's the one when Eric was there, almost ran him over with the car, shining a flashlight and that fucking shit. Yeah.
Billy's saying that New Mexico got rid of qualified immunity.
New Mexico did? Very good.
Two states did. New Mexico and was it Eric?
Certainly Colorado is here where I am. We got
I think Colorado and New Mexico both got rid of qualified immunity.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on Colorado because I'm not sure.
You can quote me. I'm here half the year. I'm here now. Yeah.
Okay.
I film cops here all the time.
DeMarcus says, I want to be an auditor in Mississippi, but I honestly believe I might get shot.
Listen, I hear that shit everywhere I go, every small town, every relative, friend. These are the worst cops in the world, Joe. They'll kill you. You don't understand. I hear that every fucking where I go, man. You got to do what you got to do. You don't have a choice anyway.
You either live on your feet or die on your knees.
Go ahead, say it one time.
Exactly, Shirley, yes.
You either live on your feet or die on your knees. You pull your camera out. If you're afraid, you announce your presence. You know, I mean, listen, I have no problem
identifying until you get comfortable.
That's right. You could film from 50 yards away when you're first starting, and that tape.
I advise people to do that all the time. Stand back, fucking is whatever you feel comfortable. He can be way up the street, but get that shit under your belt.
The guy who your fears to a degree, DeMarcus, but if you know you're gonna get shot, you know, tread lightly. This because he's saying face my fears, but you don't know what kind of serious threat he's talking about. If that's a common practice where he's at.
Face your fucking fears regardless. I've been an ignorant motherfucker. I shouldn't even be alive now. You know, I know those guys want to kill me. I take the same fucking route. Right? Fuck that, Marcus. Be brave. Fuck
all
that.
All right, DeMarcus. Fuck it and be brave.
And then Joe Cole advised Marcus. He's dead
listen.
now.
Listen. No, Marcus, seriously, let me tell you the truth. You should have my trifold in your pocket and have it memorized. And you take my trifold and you use it. I swear to you, you memorize every case. You watch every case. Listen to every case, oral arguments. You memorize that ish on that trifold and you can audit cops. You do not have to
boost your confidence. It can't hurt you, right? And it's boost your confidence. And he's telling you, right, know the laws. Don't be ignorant. Don't just go out there and do some shit because you feel a heart. Know the law.
Know your first, know your fourth, know your fifth, know your eighth. Know at least those 4 amendments backwards and forwards. Know all your rights when it comes to interact. Cohen versus California.
Know if you're on solid ground. Know if you're on legal solid ground. If there's
Houston
any
versus
question.
Hill. You make sure you know Houston versus Hill off the top of your head. Cohen versus California off the top of your head.
That's the free speech ones, right?
Yeah. You should know. Make sure that Chaplinsky versus United States, 1942, 1943, whatever. But you should know Chaplinsky, know what fighting words are, so that you can then.
What are fighting words?
You damned fascist. You goddamn fascist. I don't want to use that's the actual word. Sorry for my Lord's name in vain. I do apologize to the Christians. But yes, that is what it is. Those are what fighting words are. Now they've expanded that.
Words, what you just said exactly are fighting words?
They've expanded
fascist?
They've expanded fighting words to if you, I mean, I can't remember the case off the top of my head, so I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I believe they another interpretation in a different case was anything that would lead a reasonable man to believe that you're going to either do violence or incite violence.
Wait. Not lead him to believe that you're going to incite violence. That would make him incite violence. Anything that you say that a reasonable person believes would incite a reasonable person to violence.
That's why I didn't.
Yes,
that's why I didn't want to get into it because I can't do the case.
You could tell me. You could call me the hard ER. I'd be like, yeah, I got called that shit twice last week. You call another person, they hit you in your face, and someone says that those are fighting words. Are they or are they not? I don't know.
You punched them when you physically assaulted them. Of course, you've assaulted.
Yes, what the words? I don't know if the words really play a role here. What can I say to justify a motherfucker for punching me in the mouth?
Listen, I think that if you close distance and you got in someone's face and said,
"Now you're talking,"
I'm my fist is coming at your face right this second.
It's just closing the distance. That's one thing right there. That can be interpreted as a threat. What words at 15 feet away? What words at 15 feet away can be used? So we cut the distance out.
Exactly. I've told cops, you guys have seen me do it. I could hold you down on the ground and you couldn't get up. I don't talk like that anymore because I'm not going to wrestle every pig I come across. And
are you a fighter?
I trained for 20 years, a little more.
And what style?
In pancration, sambo.
I don't know what either one of those are.
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh, so martial arts.
Yeah, I train in all kinds of rooms.
You still fight?
Dude, I'm 48 years old. When I go back to California, one of my buddies is dedicated to jiu-jitsu right now. And I go back and I got to fight this guy. And I'm like, I don't know how you're doing this at our age. It's so painful now, man. It's just not fun anymore.
You work out still and everything, right?
Oh, yeah. I work out. Listen, I got one good
fight. Shirtless jogging from time to time. I was with the shirtless jogging shit, you pretty motherfucker. I saw you one day. He come in. Listen.
No, bro. That was an emergency live when they arrested Christie. And I was on a run. My audience had never seen me.
All right. I thought it was an everyday thing.
No. You go shirtless right now?
No, I will not. Will you go shirtless right now, John?
If I do it, will you do it?
We're so gay right now, bro.
Yes, don't.
How'd this go from 0 to gay?
Listen, we're going on an hour 15. One last thing, and then
I made an announcement. I put an announcement on my page that I was here, so your people should come over.
Okay.
They might. I don't know.
All right.
YouTube has me shadow banned.
There's some haters in the comments, but whatever. Let's talk about this, and then I'm done.
Okay, cool.
A lot of people always bring up in the comments, being a citizen is like being a slave. They don't have jurisdiction over you. It's what a lot of people would say is sovereign citizen stuff. So, is there any case where that's ever worked? First of all. Secondly, you could say, like, I tried the jurisdiction thing in my stupid bicycle citation, and the judge's like, I have jurisdiction. And I even cited a case law that said you can't determine your own jurisdiction. She goes, I already told you I have jurisdiction. So then what? Does that stuff hold any water? And I say what I say is I don't talk about it because I've never seen anybody win with it. The very few things that are on the internet, like Charlie Sprinkle, supposedly he didn't get away with it the way he was saying he did. And then the Carl Miller thing with the no license plates, I still don't think he actually got away with it. So
right.
is
I
there any
haven't seen a
validity
lot
to
of
any of that stuff?
success. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of success. I have heard motherfucking bits and pieces that usually you talk yourself out of one incident with a guy, maybe two with cops, but I wouldn't call that success by no fucking stretch. I know hot blondes who've done that shit. It don't make you successful. Fuck that.
So is there any validity to it, Chili? What do you think?
I'm involved actively in 6 different lawsuits right now around the country. So I've only been involved in suing for the last year and a half.
Do you ever use the jurisdiction argument?
It's moot. You're going to get into a courtroom with a judge, and even if you get an administrator or you get one of the fake judges, they get in there, and eventually you get to a judge. They're going to say that they have jurisdiction over you.
Yeah, they're going to do what
so
you
like
just
it's like
said.
the big state national push right now. People ask me why I'm not becoming a state national.
Right.
I'm not in a big hurry to get rid of my American citizenship for sure.
Well, they're saying being a citizen is being a slave.
Yeah, what's the difference between the state nationalists and the fucking
one's saying they're not a citizen of the United States.
I mean, I think, and this would probably be a refresher for everybody, but you guys probably already know this.
You're trading one citizenry for another. I respect either.
The other one doesn't have jurisdiction over you. That's the idea. That's the idea. I don't know how true it is.
Well, I can tell you the origins of it, and then you guys can research what I say.
Ahead.
So in 1866, after the emancipation of slavery and then the 13th Amendment in 1865, then you have the 1866 Civil Rights Act. And the 1866 Civil Rights Act is going to identify that being a citizen, this is where we're going to first start to hear this term citizen. And I think it's in there before, but this is where we identify. And the reason we identify the citizenship is for the young black male. And black women too, but black men only counted for voting and for work. And so you think black women are denigrated now. You have no idea. So 1866, they come up with that everybody who is a United States citizen deserves equal protection of the law, or the precursor for the 14th Amendment in 1868. But in 1866, 1867, you're going to have a series of different acts that are going to be passed. The Anti-Ku Klux Klan Act, there's the Protection Act. As a matter of fact, the Cruikshank and the Cruikshank massacre, that's going to be based on the Ku Klux Klan violating the 1866, 1867 Anti-Ku Klux Klan Act. You can't kill black people. So this term citizen comes directly from that. And what that gave black citizens was the opportunity to have equal protection of the law that would just be followed up. That Act 1866, part of that would be turned into the 14th Amendment in 1868. And so that's where you get the term citizen, what a citizen is. So black men were lucky to get it at that time.
I kept up with all that. I am high as fuck, though.
So is being citizen good or bad?
I'll tell you, I'm not giving up my citizenship. Some of my friends are becoming state nationals. I'm not giving up my United States. I may not agree with the horrible men and women who are not living by the rule of law in government, but I'm an American through and through, pride all the way to the core. This is my country. I'm from here. This is my
before we get out of here, what do you think about all them damn Mexicans coming to our country?
Listen, you know, the immigration discussion is much bigger than a final question.
All right, give us some time, John, because fuck, this is a
hey, you two want to talk? I'll go smoke and come back.
Listen, I only came on because I saw you two legends here, and I was I'll get into an immigration discussion with you another time because
I know you won't. I'll never fucking see your ass because that's the first time I see you in a fucking year.
John, a little suggestion: you could start actually doing a weekly, 2 or 3 guest podcasts, because I won't come on with more than one other person, but you could do that and you could get a lot of people to come on because we all know who you are for years and years, and you could really create something really cool and bring like Joe and I together.
Yeah, and if you pop up, John got my number. If you guys ever pop up, we could do this.
Yeah, and you can reach out to me. But listen, thanks for having me on the show.
You got my number.
I don't have your number, but
I thought you had my number. All right.
No, I don't. And you're not blocked from my page. Nobody is.
I was, motherfucker. I'm not a man. If that's what you said. I'm glad
You're
I'm
saying it
cleared
could have been a
up. But I
moderator because
was
my
like,
moderators have done that too.
yes, I don't
Yeah.
assume you did it. Yeah. All right,
No,
John.
love you, Joe.
Chili.
Never say anything bad. All right, later, guys.
Be easy, guys.
See you, man. All right. That was a good test run on StreamYard, don't you think? I thought it was. I think I'm going to do like one person at a time from here on out because I didn't get to talk, and I like to talk. So, yeah, that's a good test stream. He weaseled out of the Ironton question. We can have him back on, man. Don't partner up with Chili. Partner up with him how? I just had him on to talk, man. I can't talk to people. I'm just talking. Can't somebody talk? All I want to do is talk. I think bullets should cost $5,000 because if bullets cost $5,000, if somebody was shot with a bullet, you know they did something wrong. Counting these rocks. 1, 2, 5. What? All right, everyone. Love you long time. That's fine. I like trolls. Trolls are fine. Oh, man. Come on, man. All I do is talk, too. Give the guy a break. He's a constitutional law scholar. I didn't know that stuff about 1866 precursor, 1868 precursor to the 14th Amendment. I didn't know that stuff, and I'm supposedly a constitutionalist. Counting these rocks. Let me do my impression of Joe. It's my birthday, fool. It's my birthday, fool. All right, man. I thank you so much, and I'm gonna have people on, man. I still Noli D, I want you back. And April Rain, I want you. Lincoln Square, Leonidas. I'm Greek and I don't know how to say Leonidas. I'm gonna have him on. Whatever, man. Much love. Good stream. Thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Counting these rocks, and I'll see you later, all right? Appreciate you guys. Consider joining. I'll be giving away flashlights soon. Much love, peace, and tranquility. Bye. Yes, end it. I hate what I said. End broadcast. End the broadcast? That's why I clicked the button to end the broadcast. What do you mean, end the broadcast? Yeah, end it.